If it's not Sunday and it's not Monday, then you gotta be able to say it must be Tuesday. Down in Sports Talk in the building, as you see, left-handed in the house. Yada Bears in the building. She's on her way, right? She's dealing with some technical things right now, but she's on her way. So I'm gonna hold it down for about an hour. Hope everybody's getting ready for their Thanksgiving situation about to pop off. I hope everybody's in a better space than they were like at this time, maybe just about 10 days ago. You know what I mean? So you can get your thing together now. You know what I mean? And make some plans and do what you need to do for you and yours. And hopefully, you enjoy the time you have with family and all that. So it's that time of the year again, Thanksgiving, and it goes down. We are in the building, so really we just kind of like gonna freestyle and do what we do, man. Tonight, man, for about an hour. Just kick it with y'all for about an hour, man. Looking at right now the college football playoffs. I'm really like kind of like really nothing to say because my Miami Hurricanes kind of played themselves out of position. I mean, they need help. You know what I mean? But the help that they need is really trying to get into that ACC championship game, which at this point it doesn't look like it's going to happen, right? Because they lost to the wrong teams in their conference. So, I mean, Miami. I mean, they did it to themselves. They have nobody to blame but themselves. And I'm a Miami dude, and I wasn't really, on the bandwagon anyway. I'm saying, yo, Miami should be number one. I kept saying it on the show, like I don't know. You know what I mean? Carson Beck, I wasn't really, sold on him to transfer from Georgia. Um, but he played some games and did his thing, but he's prone to the INT. And in a couple of those, the losses, especially the one against Louisville, how that game ended. We were driving, and Carson Beck threw an interception, and the rest is history. But again, at the end of the day, this was one of those seasons going in that we knew that it was going to be a very rare occurrence if we get the any undefeated teams. And I'm really on that still because the big game is this weekend, Ohio State and Michigan. So Ohio State hasn't won in Michigan. I think about 5 years they haven't beat Michigan. So I think at this point in the game, if Michigan could pull it off, and who knows, they're playing a lot better. Bryce Underwood, the kid, is doing his numbers. So again, I'm expecting Michigan to do some things. I think they're playing in the big house, so we'll see what it is. But if that happens, then the whole thing gets turned upside down. Um, Indiana still, they're undefeated. You know what I mean? They still got to do their thing. I think in the Big Ten championship game. So again, at the end of the day, I think a lot is going to hinge on that. Okay, because both of them aren't going to finish undefeated because they finished, in the Big Ten championship. One of them's going to lose. So again, it's kind of complicated. Miami played themselves out, but they could have been a big factor in that thing. But again, that conference that they play in is it's really really tough. And those teams, that play in Miami's conference, the ACC, not scared of Miami. They're not scared of Miami. And you play Miami, you hang around, you stay close, and who knows what could happen. And at the end of the day, it feels like Miami kind of played themselves out of position with penalties and turnovers, and not really playing the way that they played to get to the position where they're at. So again, my Hurricanes. I'm gonna say what it is, but again, we beat Notre Dame earlier this season, first game of the season. We have identical records, 9-2. But I'm feeling like we beat them. If head to head means anything, you know, our best win is against Notre Dame. Notre Dame's best win is on the road at Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh beat us. You know what I'm saying? So again, at the end of the day, man, we're doing what we need to do. But we are what we are because we deserve to be there. So the teams that are in the top positions right now, Ohio State, Texas A&M, Indiana, and Georgia, are right where they need to be, and they deserve to be there. Yeah, Alabama did beat Georgia, right? So again, it's not like you got a team that that are really undefeated that don't deserve to be there. But again, Miami, did it to themselves, man. Pace, 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 pace. The Most High. What's goody? What's goody? What's goody, man? I wish you had the link up, man, so you could jump in. What's your thoughts, man? Going in. Oh yeah, you a Michigan dude, so I already know. You know what I'm saying? Again, if Michigan can pull it off, and who says that they can't? Right? Ohio State, they be on cruise control till they get to that Michigan game, and then something happens. You know what I'm saying? Something happens that upsets the apple cart, and there's some, they get a national championship out of it here or there, but still in all, they lose to Michigan. So again, is this Michigan's Super Bowl? I mean, I don't know. I think Michigan had a pretty decent season, man. You know what I mean? Bryce Underwood played, to his capabilities. You know what I mean? Did his thing. Again, I wouldn't put him out of the picture when you talk about when you talk about young quarterbacks like your Arch Mannings and the Chamberlain kid at Ole Miss. I mean, I have to put the homie right up in there. Bryce Underwood, did his thing. You know what I mean? So again, man, we in the building live and direct, man. Just getting it done, man, on some Thanksgiving, pre-Thanksgiving thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody once again, man, getting your thing together. I know the supermarkets right now is, on tilt. You know what I mean? Everybody's in the produce aisle, making sure things happen. We got Yada Bear in the building. I think Yada Bear's in the house. Yada Bear is in the building. Yeah. So
Yeah.
again, everything we back to presentation mode. What's good, Yada? What's good? Are you good?
Um, man, my laptop acting all crazy. Had to try to connect via my phone right now. The connection a
All
little
right, you
spotty,
got it.
but I'm here.
Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what's happening. Yeah, we in the building live and direct. Myself and got a Bear Browski in the house. The Most High is in the building. Yeah, man. We talking about right now, Browski. We talking about the college football playoff rankings that just dropped. I was talking about my Miami Hurricanes. They right where they need to be on the outside looking in. They put themselves there. But I got the Most High in the chat room, and the homie was like, "Yeah, man. He's a Michigan dude through and through, and this is Ohio State coming up this weekend, which is Michigan's Ohio State's kryptonite. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts on
Hmm.
that? Browski's in the house, y'all. Down in the sports, we back to regular scheduled programming on a Tuesday night. What's good, Browski? What's your thoughts on Ohio State and Michigan?
Well, game of the year, even when Michigan's up top, Ohio State was struggling. That's always the marquee matchup. So now this one has a little bit sauce on it now because Michigan is actually ranked. What they like
Mm-hmm.
18 last time I checked.
Were they
So
18th most high? Michigan?
I think, or unless they moved up, I know the top five stayed the same.
Right.
Last time I saw, they was 18. So I mean, this is a big game for both teams because basically this what will probably let us know who's going to be in the Big Ten championship, along with
But this
like
is gonna be against like Indiana, so I
well,
mean,
it's gonna make
we'll
it
see.
interesting, to see
Right,
if
right, absolutely.
Michigan will be in the Big Ten championship playing Ohio State again, or Oregon, or
Right,
Indiana, or
right.
Indiana. So
Mm-hmm.
if Michigan can somehow walk away with a victory, that the Big Ten. But coaching either one of those schools, your main objective, if you got Michigan or you beat them, no matter if you're ranked or unranked, because this goes back generations. This is more than trying to make the Big Ten championship. It's really more about bragging rights. So this is like one of the,
Yeah.
the biggest game in college football history. Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Auburn. Like it don't matter where these teams are ranked when they're like a rivalry like that. So um, I feel like Ohio State, is looking to close out the season undefeated and be the undisputed Big Ten champion. But they
Right,
gotta get
right.
past Michigan, and Michigan is actually playing really good football right now.
Yeah,
They are.
the Most High says Bryce Underwood's all right, getting better, but still needs advanced pocket awareness as well as a better thrower of the ball overall. Um, Bryce Underwood and the Ohio State kid. I mean, this game used to be like Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler, but now we in the the Ryan Day era, and I forget the homie. What's the homie's coach? The coach of Michigan, most. Um, but is this the biggest game of the week, Browski? Um, as far as hype wise and the circumstances, I think this game is, is really really big. Michigan has really nothing to lose at this point. Ohio State has everything to lose. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, most. It's Michigan's Super Bowl low key. Sharon Moore, Sharon Moore. Thank you, man.
Yeah, there
Appreciate
you
that.
go.
Yeah, Sharon Moore, Michigan coach. Yeah, I mean, so again, we're gonna get down to the nuts and bolts parts of the season where we get setting up for these conference championship games, and then it's gonna get really complicated as far as the at-large bids for the college football playoffs because you could have it's hard to explain, and for me, I'm like I test head to head, and how do you look going in? So a lot of teams that was we talked about that were being garbage in September, the Notre Dames of the world,
Mm-hmm.
the Texases of the world, the Alabamas of the world, the Clemsons of the world, but they prove us right every time. You know what I mean? Now it's November, and wow, Alabama's in. Uh, who else we was talking about? Alabama. Um,
Um,
damn,
what
Alabama. We talked about Texas.
Georgia,
We talked yeah, Georgia's in the
Texas.
building. We talked about Texas. They lost early to Ohio State. So again,
Yep.
we talked about teams, but those name brand teams are the ones that are still in the mix. Somehow, and Notre Dame is one of them. They find themselves in the mix every time. They could
All
lose
the
in September
time.
and nobody remembers it. You
Yep.
know, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to tap in on that a little bit. We're in the building. Browski's in the house. Um, I got some words for Kevin Stefanski when we get ready to talk some NFL. If we're ready to shift gears, because we on for an hour tonight, but I definitely want to get my Kevin Stefanski on tonight, and I think that's what we get ready to get into right now. Browski, Week 12 was good.
Oh man, week 12 was good week. We played Cowboys. We started out hot, and what's the one can never play, you know,
Yeah.
everybody happy, flying high,
Hmm.
but we all know that football is a tale of two halves.
Right.
And when the second half started, I think they was still in Philly.
Hmm.
I don't know what they was looking for. I don't know what happened, but they didn't show in the second half. I mean, we second punt, go punt, fumble. It was dirty.
You know what? Hold up. You know what? I'm gonna cut this short. It's short. No disrespect, because we got blasted out too, Browski. So again, it went back to playing what was it? 30 minutes of football, Kimmy?
Yep,
And like I thought this was about to be the AJ Brown shuts up everybody in the world show.
I thought so too.
Right, Kim? I'm like, wow, AJ Brown about to have 15 touchdowns. And set the world on fire. But again, you can speak your mind on the games. I know it was one that I don't know if you was counting on it, but like you said, you talked all week because it's Dallas week, so we got to go hard in
Yeah.
the paint. And again, where do you think is the blame? Are you casting on? It goes back to Patillo again.
I can't say it was just him.
Mhm.
Like it was it was everybody. It was the
Mm,
whole team.
mm, mm.
Execution. Um the penalties. I mean, we had 12 penalties throughout the game. Sloppy, self-inflicted penalties, false starts, illegal shifts, things that should have already um tighten up already.
Hmm.
This is week 12. This is not week 1, week 2, week 3.
Five.
You
Right. Right.
know,
Right.
we majority of the season, the majority of the season has already been played, and we still making these mediocre penalties, these mental. Um, and then also, when the play calling, it's the same thing. I've been stressing about it the whole season. How we look very predictable. They're stacking the.
Most High says Saquon got to step it up.
Well, it's not even just
I mean,
thing
I mean, we're not getting
season.
you breaking up, Browski.
Oh,
We're
no, no,
not.
no. I was saying it's not just Saquon, but also my offensive line. My
Mhm.
offensive line been banged up the whole season. For a certain period, thank God he don't need surgery on his foot. Cam Jurgens been battling injuries. Landon Dickinson, mile out. He hasn't been good really all season. He had like one or two good games, but he's been extremely inconsistent.
Mm.
So we're not used to our offensive line being banged up like able to execute, certain plays. Like last year, we was clear play caller, new play designs, and it's just not. We're not looking like the defending Super Bowl champion. We're, like I said, it's real sloppy. It's really predictable. It's no creativity. You
I
say
said
all
it.
of
I said
that
it 5 weeks
to get
ago.
to the point, and the matter is, we're still number one in the NFC East. So all Cowboy fans that were celebrating this victory, celebrate it, embrace it, because this was your Super Bowl. And what I said to them, we'll see you next year, because we won't see you in the playoffs. Because when we look at the standings, you're technically in 10th place, in the NFC. So we'll see you guys next year.
Well,
Congratulations.
I'm gonna say this. I feel like, and I said it 5 weeks ago, and there is such a thing as a Super Bowl slump. I said it 5 weeks ago. I don't think that it is. It's just that they haven't ramped up the game yet. And is it getting late? Um, you know, um, is it getting late? I'm saying, like you said, they're still number one in the conference, and they still doing what they got to do. So their record is representative of who they are. They're just like setting a crazy bar like they did last year. Like Most says, he's not making the plays down the field like he was last year, which is to be expected. I mean, again, I think that Jalen is throwing the ball a little bit more. If you can, speak to that, Browski, because that might be a factor why Saquon's not getting the touches or making those spectacular plays. You know what I mean? But he can
I
get
can
open, and he has.
listen. I can definitely um, say one of the big difference from this year versus last year, minus Kellen Moore being gone, is the fact that he's not running as much this year. Runs that also open up for Saquon too, because they didn't know if Saquon's going to run or hasn't ran this year. Um, Besides like scram pocket, and I feel like that's a big part of why Saquon's not having that much success. Plus, like I said, my off not having Makai did make a difference. You throw in Tyler Steen there, and it's kind of a difference maker right there. Versus having that big guy Makai, because a lot of um Saquon big run plays came from behind Makai. So not having Makai there is a big factor, and that was something that they didn't really recognize. They thought that they could just throw Tyler Steen in there and it would be a okay, but missing Makai is showing a big difference. But
Well,
what about
a
you
win is a
guys?
win is a
Okay,
win,
because you know,
and things happen. We went out there on Sunday night and spit the bit once again. Baker the MRI came back, negative for whatever that's worth. I don't want to be a pessimist, man. I just keep it so green when it comes to my Buccaneers and my Yankees and my Knicks, man. You know what I mean? I'm not really jumping out the window and being that pie in the sky dude, man, unless it's proven to be so. And I haven't seen that yet. Everybody puts the cart before the horse, and I'm not here to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it green with you. My Buccaneers haven't looked right, man. You know what I mean? And again, I don't, the injuries, yeah, all right. But over here, I'm not going to use that as an excuse. We put the best 53 out there and we rock. Our record belies the way we're playing right now. I don't pay attention to none of that because all the good, decent teams in the league we lost to. So I can't puff out my chest and say, "Oh, look at our record. We in first place." So what? Who'd you beat? Now that's where the strength of schedule thing comes in. That's not even a factor in the NFL. They rate your schedule, but you beat who they put in front of you or not. So my Buccaneers, man, the way we lose, it's like we already know the first 5 minutes of the game is getting ready to happen. The first 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes, that's a Buccaneers game for you right there. This one, unfortunately, was over by the second quarter. So for me, all we're doing is right now is becoming fodder, cannon fodder for these upper echelon teams in the NFC because they beat us like the Rams really beat us in all three phases of the game. You know what I mean? And again, we look bad when we play decent teams. You know what I mean? Bowski's in the house. All right.
all
All right.
right,
Let's get this thing back to
all right,
normal here. Get this thing back
all
to
right.
normal
There we
here.
go.
So let's get okay. Now the
There we
boy
go.
is in the building. All right, we in the building. All right, let's go. So yeah, we look horrible, yo, and I've been saying it, Kimmy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now the rest of our schedule, how it plays out, we're gonna be back to Tampa Bay is this and Tampa Bay is that. When the playoffs come, we're gonna be back to playing the Eagles, the Rams, the teams that we look garbage against. So for me, I just feel like we definitely have to beat somebody, and we really ain't got nobody left on our schedule.
Mhm.
Nobody of note. Nobody that we say, okay, we beat them. You know what I'm saying?
I
And now
mean,
we back. We back in the building. But now I don't see that, Kim. I don't see that at all, yo.
I mean, when I look at your schedule, I think your toughest out is going to be the Panthers. You can't look past the Panthers. You can't overlook them. They're not the same Panthers of the past. They're actually making a little noise. So, and the way that you guys been playing, like you said, Baker been playing a lot of hero ball. A lot of guys is out. Hopefully Bucky Irvin be coming back.
Yeah, he said he's coming back.
Did this week. Didn't Chris Godwin come back
Yeah.
this week? All right,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, at least you have him back to help get you know your rookie open because that has been a problem. He's been the primary target. Him and your tight end Aden, has been the two guys that Baker has really been relying on. So hopefully with Chris Godwin back, but also you got to look too that when you do if you do go into the playoffs, most likely you'll be playing on the road. So that's gonna be another
Yeah.
factor. And
Yep.
everybody that you could be playing is cold, except for the Rams. But everybody else, it's cold outside. You know, and a lot of people like to not play weather as a big factor in the playoffs, but I think it does matter. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
especially a
Nobody
warm
wants to go to
city
Buffalo.
team. Yeah, nobody wants to play there. You know?
Nobody wants to go to Buffalo. Nobody wants to play. Well, you ain't got. Well, nobody wants to. I mean, as far as weather wise, Philly
Yeah. Yeah, in the
or
wintertime,
Cali.
you don't know what type of weather we're gonna get here.
Right.
It could be
Right.
storming, it could be a blizzard. You have no clue what
Right.
what
Right.
goes on
Last
up
year
here in
it was
Philly.
a
You know,
blizzard.
it's something right now. It's raining cats and dogs outside right now.
Mm.
So the weather is very crazy. Um, but I think where the season is shaping up, we're seeing teams reposition for the playoffs. Seeing the pretenders dropping out. We seeing the contenders stepping up. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, it's gonna be it's wild. It's wild in the AFC North now with the reemergence of Baltimore. Since Lamar came back, they're on this winning streak right now. They actually tied with the Steelers for first place. The Steelers are kind of like going backwards. Aaron Rodgers is on cue of being hurt. One of his many injuries. Now he has a wrist injury right now. So, um, that division is a little interesting. And then we look at the AFC East. You know, we all thought Buffalo was going to run away. And look who's up top. The New England Patriots have made a reemergence. We're think Tom Brady. Number 12 is back there, but no, it's Drake May and company out there. Stephon Diggs looking like Stephon Diggs from the past. They defense looking real good. They got a nice little running game with the kid Trey
Oh,
Henderson
yeah.
and
And the
Ramondre
Stevenson dude. Yeah.
and Ramondre Stevenson. They got a nice little squad going up there. So the AFC, we're so used to having these same teams up top. Now we got a little mix. It's looking a little different. Kansas City is on the outside looking in. The Broncos sitting up top. Um, you got the Jaguars right now in control of the AFC South. I'm not, excuse me, the Colts is still in control of the AFC South, but they're going on a little downward spiral right now. Daniel Jones, he looked like he turned back into a pumpkin. Like this is the Giants is like, hey, told y'all,
Right.
hey, hey,
Hey.
hey, slow down. Y'all want to talk MVPs and give out Offensive Player of the Year's award to this kid Daniel Jones. They say, hey, look at him.
Wait a minute.
Look at him right there. Oh, slow down. Easy, fellas. He's still Daniel Jones. And he has had a couple of these Daniel Jones games, the
Yeah.
quote unquote Daniel Jones game. And, Jacksonville is sitting there looking to take advantage of, their slip up because the way that the season was turning out, it was like, oh, wow, the Colts are just going to run away with the South, and no, slow down, not too, no,
Now, calm
don't
down,
place that
Cowboy.
bet.
Hmm.
Say it again.
Listen, say calm down, Cowboy.
Yeah,
It ain't
exactly.
over. You know what I mean? Um, this is what I want to talk about. We're gonna get into this, but I'm gonna separate the two.
Hmm.
What I want to talk about is Kevin Stefanski. Kevin
Oh,
Stefanski
definitely.
gave a big giant speech. The Cleveland Browns win over the Las Vegas Raiders. Shedeur Sanders won his first NFL start. We're gonna get into that. But let me first get into Kevin Stefanski. Pause. All right, did I do that right? Um, this dude gave Miles Garrett the game ball from the win over the Las Vegas Raiders. Granted, Miles Garrett had what 3 sacks?
Regular stuff.
Right?
That's what he
That's
does.
a normal game for him.
He had five
This
sacks the
kid,
other game. So come on now.
right? This kid had his first NFL start. with the baggage and the stuff that he was carrying on his shoulders from the naysayers, the non-believers, the people that really didn't want to give him a chance. They all harped on what? Him being a fifth round draft pick. After watching him in Jackson State, after watching him in Colorado, right? He performed admirably. What 12 or 20, 209 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Fifth round draft pick numbers, if you ask me.
I think better.
And perhaps, um, why didn't he not give him the game ball? All he said to that kid was, "Nice game." I saw it. All he said to should didn't mention him by name. Come on now, who you talking to? That kid's gonna help save your job, son. You know it, Browski know it, and I know it. Shedeur Sanders is gonna save your job, Kevin Stefanski. Absolutely. And now everybody's gonna be on the what's the term? What's the term I can use? It's a family show. Everybody's gonna be on the gonadian parts. I'll say it like that. Shedeur, I'm not sold on him. I'm not thinking he's gonna be the next whatever, Michael Vick or whatever the case may be. Let him be the first Shedeur Sanders. How about that? Let him be the first Shedeur Sanders. He put up numbers. His first game, you tried to play him out. Like he started the whole game and ended up 14, Browski for 47 yards. But the way y'all was talking was like he started the game. Oh, he came in here and did this. No, that was mop-up duty. So now he gets a start. Oh, we're going to see what he does under against Max Crosby. Come on, son. Admirable numbers, if you ask me. And he won the game. That don't deserve the game ball in your first start, yo. That don't deserve the game ball, Kevin Stefanski. So everything that people were saying about you and how you was treating this kid, it all came to pass right then and there in that moment. And I'm not the only one to feel that way. I thought I was the only, because, Browski be talking to me about me behind my back. I know. She be saying, that dude be wilding out. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. Because I'm looking at this Kimmy, I'm like, and I'm waiting for him to mention Shedeur. And I'm just knowing that he's going to give Shedeur the game ball. Oh, we got another pedestrian 3 sacks out of Myles Garrett. Let's give him the game ball. That's, to me, that's equivalent of the Seattle Seahawks throwing in the Super Bowl and getting intercepted because they didn't want to give Beast Mode the ball so he could be the MVP like he was supposed to be. That's not right. That's right.
Now,
That's not right. Go ahead, Kim.
now you're absolutely right. I still think and hope that they do fire Kevin Stefanski. I don't think he should be there anymore. It's not working. His logic, his teaching isn't working in Cleveland. Okay,
Right.
I don't think it's working at all. I think it's time for him to go. But look what happens when you allow this guy to practice with the ones. Oh, look. Oh, he can actually play.
Right.
You know,
And make
he can
plays, Kimmy. And
he
make
can
plays.
actually make some plays out there. He actually has some talent when you allow him to showcase his talents. I don't understand a coach have a backup quarterback not run with the twos. I don't understand how you have a quarterback as your third string not do the scouting, you know, not running the scout team. I don't understand his logic. Yes, he's a fifth round pick. We all know that. But what do our eyes tell us? Because my eye told me that, hey, with the right guidance, the right coach, right offensive coordinator, better pieces on the offensive line, and a little bit of a running game.
And Jerry
This,
Tootie not being an idiot when he catches the ball.
yeah, this kid can actually probably win you a couple of games. You know, more than what Dylan Gabriel
At least get you
maybe
some respect back.
could win.
Yeah.
Um, maybe if you know take your head from up where the sun don't shine and actually look, and be like, oh, well, let me stop sabotaging this kid because my personal reasons for no apparent reason. I don't know why you would have an issue with a kid who just wants to play. And when he's out there playing, he play with so much joy. He's having
And the
fun.
team and
It,
the team
it,
reacts
the
to him.
team felt different. Even when that Baltimore game, when he came in there, it was like, oh, the crowd was into it. The team got a little bit more spark into him. And it was a different football team. Last Sunday, started the game. They flying around the field. They being real creative, doing wildcat direct snaps to the running back. You got Shedeur moving. He's moving the pocket. He just slinging it down the field to hide it, like to the rookie receiver. Dylan Gabriel was just giving you Dunkin' Dinks. He throwing the ball 6 to 10 yards on the field. Everything's after the catch. Shedeur went out there and aired out, 50 plus yards. You know, Excitement. The season is done for you, Cleveland. Why not let the kid rock out for the rest of the season?
Why not?
Who cares
Right.
what happens against the 49ers? I don't care if Shedeur go out there and throw 5 picks, along with Myles Garrett, 5 sacks. Okay? I don't care. Let him play. And for him to not give him the game ball is crazy. Like, it was like a
That's crazy
stat
work.
when it was like he was like the first Cleveland Brown
Since
rookie quarterback
1995 to win his
to
first start.
win. Yeah, to win his first start, and that's not warranting
Right.
a
Right.
game ball. Just that alone,
That's right.
and you want to give the ball to Myles Garrett? He just had 3 measly sacks. He had 5 sacks the other game. Did he get that game
Did you
ball?
get the game ball? Right. Right. Right.
So what's the
Right.
difference between the 5 sack game ball and the three
Three
sack
sack
game ball?
game. Right, Browski.
Okay, we know what Myles Garrett going to do. Myles
Mm-hmm.
Garrett going to sack people. That's what he does.
That's funny.
Okay, in the win, in the loss. I mean, he got 5 sacks and they lost that game. They got
That's my point.
they, they got the
You got five
old stuff
sacks and
out
you
of them.
lost.
He got 5 sacks. He get 3 sacks in the win because you got Shedeur out there slinging the rock, and he gets the game ball. That alone shows me the leadership of Kevin Stefanski, and that showed me that Shedeur would not have a chance to grow within that organization as long
Mm,
as Stefanski is the coach
mm.
of this team. So now Cleveland had to make a choice. Because regardless what happens in this season, guess what Cleveland's going to do in the draft? They're going to draft another quarterback. We know that that's what they're going to do. So let Shedeur go somewhere else where he can get the opportunity to grow, not even to play, to learn, to grow behind somebody, and then maybe he have an opportunity to step on the field. But if Cleveland keeps Shedeur, Stefanski has to go. I think he has to go regardless anyway. But he has to go. They can't coincide. They have to make a change, a choice between the two.
Mm.
And
Yeah, I just really felt like that was a bad look. You know what I mean? And that kind of like put everything in perspective of how he feels about Shador. That kid's gonna go, hard body karate man to win a game, and the first one. because that's the one they're gonna always talk about. This first one,
Of course.
right? You know what I mean? And just to yeah, that just kind of left me with a bad look. But the Cleveland Browns are a bad organization anyway, so you kind of
Yes,
expect
they
that out
are.
of them.
They
Um,
are.
what else did you see in Week 12?
Um, I'll say the kid JSN from Seattle, Smith and Nigra,
Mm-hmm.
best receiver this year. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
having a breakout year. Um, you got Sam Darnold out there looking like John Elway, just slinging the rock. He catches everything. You know, he catches everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he is definitely must see TV. Um, he makes a lot of spectacular catches, and his impact equals wins. See, that's the difference. You have some, players that can do all the spectacular catches and flashy stuff, but it don't equal wins.
Right.
The things that he's doing is equaling wins, and it's definitely making me keep my eye on Seattle because Seattle, they have a decent squad.
Didn't the,
Not to go.
didn't the Rams bust them up last week?
I mean, the Rams been busting everybody up, except
Right.
for us.
Right.
They,
That's right.
but I'm
Yeah.
just, the Rams are on a mission, so I can't fault them that much from that. But what I have seen from Seattle's balling.
Yeah, they
Um,
look like they're gonna be, about something come, playoff
yeah,
time. They be playing up there in, up there in Seattle where it's cold, but they got a retractable roof on their stadium. But, you know, I'm just kind of, getting ready to evaluate my team and see where we at because our schedule coming up is a bunch of cream puffs. We don't have no serious contenders on our schedule left. None.
listen, stop disrespecting Carolina. Stop disrespecting Carolina,
They didn't show
man.
me nothing last night. Bryce Young couldn't keep throwing the, you know what I mean?
But
Bryce,
yeah,
they didn't show me nothing last night against a 49er team that, Brock Purdy was, trying to, do what he do. You know what I'm saying? And 20 to
well,
9, I mean, they had their chances. They had their
I
chances.
mean,
That touchdown that they got late in the game, that got called back for the whole after a holding penalty or somebody illegal shift in motion or something like that. It got called back. Like you can't lose
we
that
could
way.
say the same thing about the Bucks last week. I mean,
But
34
we
to
got blown out.
7.
That game was over before it started. You know what I mean? I
I'm
already knew
just
that game
saying.
was
I mean,
over.
they kind of have almost similar games, and then so I can't really say them. I mean, y'all what 6-5? They 6-6, basically the same record.
Same record.
So I feel like you guys, it's going to come down between y'all two. Who's going to win the division? Um, what else I thought was interesting? Oh, we got a Kirk Cousins sighting. We
Probably,
got a Kirk
probably
Cousins sighting.
earning some of that money.
Yes, he did. Um, also, uh, I mean, Eagles lost, Bills lost, you know, Colts lost. They let the Chiefs come back. They had that game. I thought they had
Hmm.
that game.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
let the Chiefs come back. This was a must win game for the Chiefs. They had to win this game to stay in the playoff hunt.
And the Colts had to win it to to show and prove that hey, we're here on the road.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? People starting to put some respect on your name, and you go out
yeah,
there and when you got Kansas City on the ropes, 5-5 situation, they're on the ropes,
yeah.
and you couldn't get the job done. So now but you're
Mm-mm.
back to basically square one on some real stuff because Daniel Jones is not playing like the Daniel Jones who was playing the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season.
No, not at all. And like I said earlier, You got Jacksonville right on their tail. They're just a game back. So majority of these divisions is going to come down to that week 16, week 15, week 17. It's going to come down to the end, because the way that the league has set up these last couple games, it's a lot of divisional games. Now like we got Washington back to back. You know, y'all got Carolina.
Carolina. Mm-hmm.
Y'all got,
Yes.
so um the Colts got the Texans coming up. So it's a lot of these conferences, a lot of these divisions going to get, you know, it's going to go
Real
down to the
murky.
wire.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go
Mm-hmm.
down to the wire. So, fighting for those last wild card spots, it's going to be a hell of a fight. You know.
And so, I mean, like some people say, the playoffs, might start now. You know what I mean? Like, where you gotta, you're jockeying for position. You know what I mean? The head-to-head matchups matter. You know what I mean? Conference records matter. So all that matters. So again, that's where we are. Um, we got like 12 minutes left. Did you watch the Devin Haney fight?
Nah, I didn't watch that.
I didn't watch it either.
See,
I just
I didn't watch
I
it.
just felt like it was gonna be what it was. You know what I'm saying?
And it
But
was.
I did watch Abdullah Mason
Okay.
and Sam Noakes. Yo,
Yeah.
Abdullah Mason is nice, but that dude Sam Noakes
Yeah.
didn't go nowhere. Really gave Abdullah Mason a test, and Abdullah
That's
Mason
what I
passed the
heard.
test. You know what I mean? But it was a really, 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 really good fight. It was a really, really, really good fight. From the opening bell to the final bell, it was a good fight. Um, I put some respect on Abdullah Mason's name. At least they're getting in the ring and doing what they got to do. That's more you can say for these other cats who just want to, make $40 million. You know what I mean? But enough about that. Where you at with your Sixers?
Well, I mean, it's the same song and dance. Paul George come back now. Paul George is out. He got a sprained ankle.
Damn,
Like
that was fast.
that was like we just giving money away. Joel Embiid still out with the right knee now. It just comes a point where it's like you just gotta just throw in the towel.
Mm. This
We
early,
gotta
Kitty?
get
Already?
we gotta get these guys off the team. They are
Oh,
they're
okay.
killing my team. You know, unfortunately, to me with Joel, it's his body is failing him. To me, it's giving me Greg Otens, giving me who's my guy that was on Portland that got hurt.
Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy. It's giving me Brandon Roy. It's like his body has forsaken him. Big. You know how big guys have issues, and I feel like he's been big for a while. He waited too long to drop the weight. Um, Not really taking care of his body
I think
like
that's
he
it. That's
should.
the main thing. Yep.
Not taking care of his body like he should, because I mean he had the injuries in Kansas already. He had the foot problems already in Kansas. Um, when he came into the league, he just got bigger, and he just never like lost the weight, being unhealthy, just going off of his natural talent. And it's like, my guy, your body is not built to carry that much weight and do the things that you're doing. And I think it's caught up with him, and I think it's maybe time for him to hang it up. Unfortunately, like, I would love to keep him on the team, but he's hurting us more than he's helping us
The
because he's not
liability at this point.
available. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's never available, and we have so much money tied up with him that anybody would be a fool to take their contract because of the money and of his injury history. So to me, I feel like it may be time for him to retire and like be like a medical retirement so that we can recoup some of the money that we shared out to this guy. I think it's done with Joel, and I don't think that Joel will ever be the player that he was. I don't ever think you're going to get back to that MVP season that he had that 1 year. And with Paul George, I don't know what's up with this guy. You know, like I said, prior to other shows, I don't understand how a guy can participate in practice and training camp all this time and then not be able to play in the game. And then he finally get in the game on a minute restriction and somehow he sprains his ankle while you're in minute
You
restriction.
better,
You
you better
played
check
like
his,
three
better check his
games.
betting. His
Yeah,
his betting looks. You better check him
exactly.
out.
Because it sounds like somebody is putting some money on these games, and he's like, "Oh yeah,
Word.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
they
be in. I'm
hurt
not
my
gonna
foot.
be in this game."
You
Yeah,
got you got the Terry Rozier disease.
for real. Like I
Yo,
just don't understand.
yo, we in the building. I got two words for my Knicks. Not yet, and that's I'm gonna leave it at that. We get down to Browski's favorite part of the show. Get down on it where we speak to some things. I got one. Could I lead it off this time, Browski?
Sure, go right
I
ahead.
got some. I listen. I'm getting down on Joel Santana. Joel Santana. Dipset, all that, you know what I mean? Joel's world and all that. That's peace. I love it. The music is dope. Son, and I'm gonna call you son because you sound like one, right? But not in this instance, B. You have to know how to read. And for some people out there, this is part two of my get down on it. Why you always try to explain and pontificate what's coming out of somebody else's mouth? I know what the hell he said. What he really meant to say, knock it off. Get the hell out of here. You do have to know how to read. And I'm gonna tell you this. If reading is not important, why is it so important for you to know the difference between a $5 bill and $100 bill? If reading's not important, because I'm going to play you like the idiot that you are with the statement that you make. You have to know how to read. Even in high school, which is not the same anymore. English, 4 years. Ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And again, look who that statement's coming from. So again, man, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm coming from a perspective of, if you're gonna move around in this world, man, you gotta know how to, read. But comprehension is even more important. Understanding what you read, and for people to make statements like that, when you got people that look up to you and they consider things that come out of your face, man, that wasn't really cool. You put yourself in a position of like, being second guessed. Like who says that? That reading is not important, right? Do you have to read your contract? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So a lot of these cats get out here and they say these things and these off the wall things statements and it gets poo pooed and bandied about like it's really some monumental something that needs to be discussed and it really does need to be discussed. Why are you saying this? And why do you feel like that? And don't beat me in the head about you can listen to it and all that. Knock it off. Don't beat me in the head with that because that's a cop out. That's a clutch. Knock it off. And that just goes back to you're lazy, yo. You want everything but don't want to work to get it. You don't even want to read about yourself. Talk about you can listen to it or your visual perception. Come on, man. What are we doing? Now I'm gonna land my plane. It's on you, Bosky. What you getting there?
I'm getting down on the WNBA draft lottery and how funny that the Dallas Wings had once again won
Once again,
the
it's on.
lottery, number one pick.
Right,
And
Dusty?
look who is projected to go number one. Ozzy Flood from UConn. Yes, UConn. The same UConn that Paige Beckers just left. The same UConn Huskies that won the national championship last year with Paige Beckers as, you know, the leader of the team. So now we're looking at a potential reunion of Paige Beckers and Ozzy Flood for the Dallas Wing, along with um, the kid Seeger, Maggie Seeger, that was from what's she from? Villanova, along with um, my girl Neka. So,
Somebody go get cut.
so to me,
Somebody gonna get cut.
that's a lot of stars and not enough ball on one team.
Is enough
A lot of
money?
guard, a lot of money. Yeah, lot of money. So it should be interesting, you know. The talent that's coming in to this draft. You got Olivia Miles. You got Lauren Betts. You know, Fly J. So you got it's a lot of talented women. You know, coming to the league this incoming year. But I just thought it's real interesting that Dallas, you know, won the lottery because I said as soon as I saw Dallas won, I said, well, it's a no brainer who they're going to draft, right? It would be foolish for them not to draft her, right?
I
I'm just
mean,
saying. I see what you're doing, WNBA. See what you're doing. I see that you're trying to create kind of like a super team with rookies, you know, and trying to team team up players that are familiar with each other so they can have chemistry already. Um, and you know, we have a new team coming this year. And then you got the second year with Golden State. So it should be interesting. But I look forward to seeing Ozzy Flood with a Dallas Wayne jersey. That's what I'm getting down on.
I hear that. We in the building down in sports, as you always know, on Tuesdays. Listen, hope everybody, has a happy Thanksgiving. Leave the politics, political conversations at the door. Enjoy family, enjoy football, enjoy basketball, enjoy each
Yeah,
other.
it's gonna
I
be
mean,
so much on
yeah,
TV. You're not gonna
right.
know what to watch. It's like you're gonna be flipping.
And shout out to
What?
everybody that's gonna get up, that's gonna be online at 4 o'clock in the morning on Black Friday. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And dragging the homies with you because the homies gonna be like, "Well, you got to get home by 3 o'clock because the Eagles play." So it's gonna be very interesting in your neck of the woods, Browski, on Black Friday morning to see who's out and
Yep.
who's in a rush to get get back home.
Listen, listen. Ain't nobody gonna be in them stores. They all gonna be tailgating. What you talking about?
All right,
After
that's
the
what's up.
after the holiday tailgate, look, they gonna bring the Thanksgiving dinner to the tailgate.
All right, that's what's up. Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, yo, Brasky, do what you do. Enjoy family, yo. Have a great
Yes.
Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and all that. Down in sports, man. Wishes everybody out there happy holiday, however you choose to celebrate. Um, Make it yours. You know what I mean? And we
Yes.
got 30 seconds, Brasky. What you want to say?
R.I.P. to Jimmy Cliff. You know, reggae
Yeah.
legend. You know, bless up.
Salute.
You know, long life. Rest in peace.
Salute. Salute. Rest in peace, Rodney Rogers. Word up. All right, down in sports, we out. Peace.